see a better young. Emra, you will mean Emra in more day. And until a year, just a whoopee about here, special nose mask. Now, so you whoopee or honeyma, when he's come on their two nose mask about Mumbai. So, was the car, now, person with the two nose mask, and wow for. And now say, so nose mask, now, person with the wow from our Mumbai. Fabric mask for all. Now, Famma and Padoma, one Jessica and two nose mask. Yami shop, so the family had laid up now from Goma. When I'm in that Street and Homeless Shelter Foundation, it's now the ambassador for Impulse for Women.
Hello, it's been an exciting time coming your way and serving as your MC at many events. We have shared some truly exciting and memorable moments, haven't we? Well, unfortunately, COVID-19 has brought all of this to a halt. You know what? Please build your immune system to protect yourself against this disease. Stay hygienic and ensure that all surfaces are clean at all times. My name is Kabute Okansi. Call me Kabute my MC. Let's build ourselves. Let's stand together. Let's work together, succeed together, and let us bring all our amazing moments back. Extend a hand of support to somebody else. Support the Mask for All initiative. Donate massively high quantities of masks towards the Mask for All initiative. This will go a long way to help somebody be protected against COVID-19. Thank you very much.
And you should know that wearing your nose mask also helps you a lot to save you from contacting the disease and also helps you to save the other person in your life. You're welcome to Showbiznow, and today we're going to be talking about fans and fans of musicians and attacking other musicians and all that. Okay, so something happened at Ashaman. So Electroland, they were opening their brunch in Ashaman, and Kelvin Boy was, billed to perform there. But a certain group of people attacked the whole place, making sure that the event wouldn't come on, all because they said Kelvin Boy has said he was never ever going to perform in Ashaman, and the thing couldn't come on. But before I even introduce my guest on Zoom, please let's take a look at this video, which was being made possible for us to get to show you by Kobiche, and then we'll go on to the Zoom and have a chit chat with our guest today. And this is what happened at the Electroland office, or the Electroland showroom, the new branch in Ashaman, because they didn't want Kelvin Boy to perform. Now, another video sufficed of the purported person who led the attack on Kelvin Boy, and this is what he had to say. Let's take a listen. After, when we come back, we'll go right on Zoom.
Well, Ashama ye kron kro obobo program and ka obedo akwede oboko obi omo program no betu atu anu 1 cd. And what you here? Na ka obo ashama to the world na ka woko no matu atu anu 1 cd. Ne wa atu anu 1 cd. Ne wa ba. Indra wa ba se wa be program. Ama Samsung for Ashama. Na ya finish the program nko so. About that. Na ka man say program no. Me ma already say police for soldiers for me family. Ebe trimra become ni kasa me nya John me ni kasa kasa te o say your kasa bi o ayen ka o onipa de nya say otuntu sia na o de wanu afa bi mu.
Well, that is the person who is purported to have led the attack onto the Electroland showroom, the new branch in Ashaman. And this guy is always seen in the details of Stoneboy security. And so people are purporting that Stoneboy had a hand in it. Stoneboy knew about it on Twitter. I think the day it happened, someone Monday, it was rocketing high. Stoneboy was really trending. But the Beam, Stoneboy and his Beam Nation have issued a press statement disassociating themselves from it making us know that they didn't have any notice about this. They didn't have their hand deep in it. That is what is happening. But joining me on Zoom, I'm having Kwesi Ernest, who is an artist manager and also a brand expert, Dennis Gauga, who will be joining us to help us understand, what the connotations and the denotations pertaining to the brands involved. By association, Stonebwoy's name has been mentioned very, very well. There is Samsung, there is Kelvin Boy. So which of these brands suffer? What does it mean to the brand? Whatever happened? And also, if you're a manager, what will you do to be able to curtail all these things from happening? That is the convo that we are going to be having this morning. But it is a special day in the life of a young lady who has turned 11 today. And this is coming from your father, Alinko, who is the CEO of Royal Nesta. So, Ya Asantewa Boateng, today you are 11 years. Ya Asantewa Boateng, you turn 11 years today. And from your father, Alinko, the CEO of Royal Nesta, he wishes you a happy, happy birthday. Grow in grace and the blessings of the Lord, and grow up to be the lady that he has always wanted you to be, or he wants you to be, or he's training you to be. Okay, so let's go straight onto Zoom. I think I have the brand expert, Dennis Gauga, who is joining me. Dennis, good morning, if you can hear me. How are you doing, Dennis?
I'm very well, Sam.
Okay. Well, Dennis, I don't know if you've been following the Kelvin Boy Ashaman Bruhaha.
Yes, it's been trending on social media.
Okay. Well, it's been trending on social media. And well, what I want to know is, now there are brands involved here. There is Samsung, there is Kelvin Boy. By association, there is Stone Boy. Now, this is Samsung opening their branch in Ashaman, Electroland, which is also part of Samsung. And they built Kelvin Boy to go perform. But a group of young men attacked. Now, tell me, you're a brand expert. What does all this mean to the three brands involved here?
Okay, I will take it from the main brand Samsung's perspective. Typically, what most brands do is try to use celebrities and well-known public figures to push their brand, mostly to push sales, and then, of course, by association, trying to get the fan base of these celebrities to be assured that the product that their celebrity is endorsing is a good one. So it's a way of building credibility with the celebrity's fan base. And so by doing that, the brand also shows that they understand whoever is endorsing them, whether their ideals, both of them have ideals that match and tally. And so if these two tally, then the brand understands the industry or the business they are going into. For example, Nike sponsoring sports icons like Tiger Woods and Michael Jordan and the rest. And you realize that whenever the sports person had an issue, it affected the fortunes of the brand big time. So the following of the brand, dropped, or their stocks or shares dropped. And so these are some of the effects that could happen if the brand is not in full grasp of the little nitty-gritties that happen in the person who's endorsing the brand's life. So it's very, very important for the brand to understand and know very well the very little corners, the risks that are involved in signing somebody up, and the pitfalls, and of course, feeling all the undertones underground that would also potentially damage the brand. So in this particular instance, I would say yes, Samsung would take a little hit for it, but I think our market is quite forgiving. We are not as demanding or as tasking, or we don't demand our pound of flesh as much as much developed societies or places outside would do. I mean, yes, this altercation has happened. We've almost accepted it as a norm in our entertainment industry. It will come and blow over after a while.
Okay, Dennis, thank you very much. If I heard you right, somewhere in the West, some brands would have suffered, but here it won't. Does it mean that, this brand association with Kelvin Boy, nothing will happen to it?
It could have some effect, especially given the fact that earlier on Stonebwoy was signed on to Samsung and as an ambassador, and looking at the rift that's happening between Stonebwoy and Kevin Boy, it's quite likely that a large following of Stonebwoy's fan base, or the Stonebwoy's fan base, may out of I don't know what it would be, anger, out of rebellion or frustration or protest, saying, no, okay, you knew that, these were the undertones, these were the things that were going on between artist A and artist B. So why then would you go ahead and assign this person to come and perform in this particular locality where there's some, friction going on? So some background should be done, before going into some of these things. They have the potential to cause a flare or put a stain on your brand.
Okay, let's say Stonebwoy has well delivered his contract with Samsung and has really sold out there. Do you, if you were Samsung after this whole thing, by association, Stonebwoy's name has come up, will you terminate your contract with Stonebwoy, or will you still hold it up and expect Stonebwoy to do some background work?
Signed with Boy, and what the terms of the contract is. In this instance, I don't think Stonebwoy has done anything in particular, especially given the fact that he's come out with a press release saying that they dissociated themselves from this act and this action. So then it leaves it to law and order at the end of the day. If somebody or an individual has come to disrupt a program, then disturbing of public peace, then law and order has to come in, So with Stonebwoy, if he's dissociated himself from this act and says that he's going to help with investigations and all of that, that's all well and good. Samsung, I don't think they have an issue with Stonebwoy in that regard. But if it is found out that yes, there's some involvement, then it would amount to some breach of some agreements, and they would want to terminate based on those terms that they've agreed upon. I don't know the details of the agreement, but if there's a breach there somewhere, then of course legally you'd say you want to terminate. But then of course, if it's to do with Kevin Boy, I mean, he too, well, he was standing and delivering on a contract or an agreement, and someone came in and disturbed. So that also is an issue that the law enforcement has to deal with. But on Samsung's part, one would say, well, knowing the rift, knowing the undertones, knowing all the friction going on, as much as you want to use music and the artists as a platform to launch your product, to sell to a fan base, you want to mitigate some of these things or prevent some of these happening so that it doesn't cause a slur on your brand.
Okay. Now, you're a brand expert. Let's take this holistically. Let's look at it away from this particular incident that happened. Let's look at two musicians, two big brands, and their followers. When their followers are attacking, the other musician, like the fans of Stonebwoy attacking Shatawale, or fans of Shatawale attacking Stonebwoy. What do you make of these things? Do you think that, brand-wise, it is something that can easily be left off because it is a street vibe, it's a musical thing?
Once again, it also depends on the brand's positioning. If the brand is a carefree rebel brand that positions itself as an everyman brand, as a brand that doesn't particularly care about these things, or actually wants to get involved in controversy, wants to get involved in shaking up the status quo. If it's a typical rebel brand, yes, it falls within their gamut. But then also that has to be done with care to make sure that then you're not stoking public sentiment to disorder, you know. But then if it is not your core brand essence and you find yourself in that melee, you're probably damaging your brand at the end of the day. So anything that doesn't promote law and order, I mean, I don't think any brand would want to associate themselves with. But then, of course, once again, the endorsers or the ambassadors also have a responsibility to the public to make sure that in all of this rivalry and you know, all of that and competition, they should be the bigger people and try to use this opportunity or these things to unite the fans and unite people together. I mean, there's no point splitting, you know, parties against each other and stuff. I mean, we've been witnesses to some of these things, and we have also witnessed someone like Famini trying to draw them together and make the peace. And I would say this is what management of the artists and then the artists themselves should promote. So then it actually also positions them in a better position to get bigger and better endorsement and be respected by corporate Ghana.
Okay. Well, Dennis, thank you so very much for making time for us here this morning. Well, that was Dennis Gauga, who's a brand expert and talking to us about brands. But let's move on and also have Chrissy Ennis, who just joined us on Zoom. He is an artist manager, so we are going to be talking in that respect. Chrissy, good morning, and thank you very much for joining us here on Showbiznow. Hello, Chrissy. Okay, well, Chrissy Ennis will also be joining us. At least you've seen all the videos. The first one made possible by Kobiche, and then the second one, which also sufficed, about the same person who led the attack, saying he is not remorseful of whatever he did, and people should mind things they say. The fact that, well, let's watch the video again, and when we come back, we'll have Chrissy Ennis on.
Your Kasabi or Iron Cow, Onipa, then yes, or to see another one of Fabium. Or see, a shama your chrome crowd of program and Uncle Bedua, where they overcall your program, number 1 city. And what you here? Now go back to the word. Now go Conoma Church and 1 city. Never Church and 1 city. Never back. In Drawaba say what a program. I'm a Samsung for Shama. They are finished a program in Kosu. How about that? Now come and say a program. Me, my already say police for soldiers from the family. A bit trim will become in Mukasa, Minya John. Minimukasa, Kasa. Say, your Kasabi or Iron Cow, Onipa, then yes, or to see another one of Fabium. Or see, a shama your chrome crowd of program and Uncle Bedua, where they overcall your program, number 1 city. And what you here? Now go back to the word. Now go Conoma Church and 1 city. Never Church and 1 city. Never back. In Drawaba say what a program. I'm a Samsung for Shama. They are finished a program in Kosu. How about that? Now come and say a program. Me, my already say police for soldiers from the family. A bit trim will become in Mukasa, Minya John. Minimukasa, Say, your Kasabi or Iron Cow, Onipa, then yes, or to see another one of Fabium. Or see.
Well, that was the video that sufficed of the guy who led the attack at the electoral line office in Ashaman, and you heard his reasons. So he is ready for the law to take its course. He is just waiting on them. But what is the law doing? Well, the little bird told me that the issue has been reported and they are just waiting. I mean, from Kelvin Boy's camp, I spoke with the manager of it, and he says, oh, they've reported the case. And you also saw the press release that, well, if you haven't seen it, the Burlington Music Group has released the press release stating that they do not know anything about this attack. They don't have any hand in it, and they disassociate themselves from it. And so nobody should point any fingers at them. Well, on Twitter, a lot of people were insinuating, they were casting insinuations in the air that, yes, since he is on Stonebwoy security detail, it is possible that Stonebwoy knows something about it. Okay, but, well, you saw the press release that they don't have any idea about it. So please, all those insinuating or casting insinuations that Stonebwoy has a hand in it, please desist from it until you have proof. Please do not ever pronounce those words. Well, we are still on Showbiz now, and we'll be having Christianus very soon. Yes, we are just having a few challenges with where he is in the network, but we'll be getting him as an artist manager. What will he have done? Well, Kwesi, good morning and welcome to Showbiz now.
Good morning. How are you?
I am good. I almost didn't get you. Well, Kwesi, have you seen the Kelvin Boy Ashaman Electroland issue, the video?
Yes, I've seen the video.
Have you also seen the second one of the person who led the attack and his reasons for leading the attack?
Yes, I've also seen that particular one.
As an artist manager, what would you do if your artist falls in any predicament like this?
Okay, in the first place, I think that the act that happened, it is important for all of us to condemn it in the highest order.
Okay.
I mean, we cannot glorify such an act. We cannot glorify hooliganism. Okay. We cannot glorify abuse in the creative arts industry. And myself as Christianus, as an artist and industry stakeholder, I think that together with all my colleagues, we really want to condemn this particular abuse, first of all, on Kelvin Boy. Okay. The land, as in the Republic of Ghana land, does not belong to one particular ethnic community. Ghana is a sovereign state, and therefore every human being who is a citizen of Ghana has a responsibility to ply his trade.
Unfortunately, we have just 1 minute. Sorry.
At every location in the Republic of Ghana, wherever the person so desires to do his acts.
Okay.
And there's no reason for any particular human being to block any particular person from either going to any part of this country to go and ply his trade, or we even want to stay. The law does not permit such an act.
Kwesi, please wrap up. Kwesi, wrap up for me in 30 seconds. Wrap up for me in 30 seconds. We don't have time at all. Good. What would you do as an artist manager if this should happen to your artist?
For me as an artist manager, I think the first point of call has to be to report the matter to the police.
Okay.
And ask the police to do a proper investigation and possibly do an arrest. Because you see, forgive me, Abi, the truth of the matter is that, Abi, if we are not able to control some of these acts, it will be glorified. Okay. And then tomorrow you will see that citizens will begin taking machetes and be slaughtering musicians down. Okay. And then we'll come back and blame ourselves.
Kwesi, hold
this
on.
Act is unprofessional.
Kwesi, thank you so very much. Well, I'm sorry, but this is all time will permit us. So sorry. So sorry.
Thank you so much.
Well,
thank you.
That was Kwesi Ernest, who is an artist manager and also CEO of Media Excel. Well, this is what time will permit us. This is where how far we've come with the show, and this was the issue. So please, all those putting aligning Stonebwoy to it, it's been, but the press release has stated that they didn't have any hand in it. Well, the name is IB on social media is IB Benbako, and please get tuned and get logged on this channel.